Frederic Vosgrone is back with a bang this weekend. After a layoff since April 5th, that's when his last fight was. I expect him to attract loads of new fans, perhaps even bigger fans.
Incredible. Incredible.
For this weekend's Octagon 76 in Frankfurt, Germany, arguably the biggest MMA organization here in Europe. The main event between Frederic Vosgrone and Fabio Moraes. Now y'all must remember the video that I made back in April for Frederic Vosgrone. It went great, so I thought, let me continue this hype for this guy, Frederic Vosgrone. If you do not know who this guy is, this is Frederic Vosgrone, the one that got morphed from a combination of Brock Lesnar and Paddy Pimblett. After his wild Octagon debut back in April, his popularity skyrocketed in the air, making him one of the most popular fighters in the current MMA scene, raking nearly 600,000 followers on Instagram, which is not even a thing that many UFC fighters can do. I mean, look at the welterweight champion Jack Della Maddalena. He has barely over 300,000 followers. Now, Vosgrone created hype for himself by having a strange aura surrounding him, screaming at his opponents, having a wild style in the cage, but still only having a 4-0 record in his MMA accolades. He does have loads of experience in the grappling scene, winning multiple tournaments, and being a decorated jiu-jitsu artist. Loads of fans tuned in after his victory at Octagon 69 back in April against Frederic Montagnac, walking his opponent down like a Terminator and clinging onto him like his life depends from it, ultimately submitting him in the second round via arm triangle choke. Nobody knew who he was, just in the close MMA circle knew that he was making his Octagon debut. So it's quite funny that one okay victory got you so many popularity rates. And that is cool to see that anything is possible in the sport. Now the ideal situation for Octagon is to ride the Vosgrone hype. Give him as many tomato cans as possible. It started off roughly, because they wanted to immediately give him an opponent after his April victory, immediately 2 weeks later, and also in June. But due to a skin surgery from Vosgrone's side, he had to cancel both fights. Now his opponent for this weekend's main event at Octagon 76 is the ultimate tomato can. This guy's 34 years old, hasn't fought since 2022, does have a record of 7 wins and only 1 loss in those Brazilian jungle leagues where the Brazilian come-up artists always go up, such as the Fighting Nerds, Paulo Costa, but not being really active. I mean, since 2022, no fights. This is the amazing come-up fight for Frederic Vosgrone to do something spectacular, to do something crazy, as the Brazilian dude is a jiu-jitsu specialist, so who knows what will happen in the cage this weekend. Funny thing is, Vosgrone will have his main event in Frankfurt this weekend at Octagon 76, but already has another fight signed for Octagon 78 on the 18th of October next month in Cologne. His opponent is not yet confirmed for that bout, but it is quite funny and risky from Octagon, the organization itself, a gamble to create even more hype towards Frederic Vosgrone. Even though his opponent that he'll face this weekend is a tomato can, but anything can happen in the sport, anything can happen in MMA. Even the worst matchups can end in a knockout for the one that wasn't the favorite in the fight, but that's the beauty of the sport. Now the community does expect Vosgrone to win this weekend easily, but just imagine if he loses. His popularity will probably plummet. I mean, not really plummet, but it will be like, another guy that tried but didn't really live up to the hype. But it will be very interesting to see how the situation goes. Even if he wins, but if he loses, it will be even more interesting. I mean, look at this. It's kind of sad because it's all due to a name. And of course, it's a German guy, and that 2% voting for Moraes is probably the wife and mother of him. So Frederic Vosgrone hasn't been standing still. He was in FNC, the biggest organization of MMA in the Balkans, at Zagreb last week in Croatia. There he was seen training, sparring with Mirko Krokop, the legend of MMA himself.
You need to connect here. And now there is a game continues. Here I squeeze and I take you out of the balance here. Not here. You are good here. But here you're out of it. See the difference? And then I rotate. Come, doesn't matter. I stand up. But I took a round. Take it down.
And perhaps hinting towards 1 or 2 fights in FNC. So yeah, Frederic Vosgrone and Fabio Moraes. Main event Octagon 76, Frankfurt, I cannot wait to see this guy perform again. It's been a while. It will be fun to see if he will be able to create even more hype for himself by giving us a crazy performance. To eventually land perhaps a UFC contract after he fought this weekend and in a month of time. Because I imagine the light heavyweight division in the UFC needs spice like that. This guy has a strange aura but is charismatic, has his own style, so it will be interesting to see how the coming months will go for Frederic Vosgrone. But this guy has fan favorite written all over himself. So guys, let me know down below what you think about this guy. This weekend, Octagon 76. Stay tuned, Frederic Vosgrone. Keep your guard up, don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay hydrated.